if that was 1966,
Yeah.
do you think that that is still a obviously, I would say at this point, from the way you laid it out, seems pretty obviously man-made by someone somewhere.
Right.
If that was in 1966, has there been like revealed technology that someone in the mainstream would have seen where we can say that we are that advanced, or is that kind of technology not even been released yet?
I would say that a lot of that is kept under wraps, and I suppose I'm limited on what I can talk about, but at the very least, yeah, obviously progression has been made. Things have progressed since 1966. To what level? Good question. I always ask the question, why are we still using liquid rockets? Why are we still using solid rockets? If we had this back in 66, why are we going to the moon with Apollo 11 with liquid rockets when we've already got this? There's virtually no moving parts in this thing. There's no external tanks. There's no liquid oxygen. There's no liquid hydrogen. There's no mixing of volatile fuels. I mean, it just seems like such a joke to go this rocket route.
Yeah. And I guess like, you know, what would the motivation be behind that? Would it be just from a strategic military advantage alone? Um,
Well, anyone who controls the high ground controls the war. So if you have a craft like this and it's outpacing any Soviet fighter, any MiG, then we've got them. We've got them. What's the point of even bothering at this point? They're never going to be able to catch up to this thing because this thing could like turn on a dime, make 90-degree right angle turns. It could accelerate instantaneously. It could make dead stops. You can't do that with a conventional fighter. You just don't have that technology. So whoever's got this, they've already leapfrogged, militaries around the world. They've already done that for sure.
yeah. And I feel like, once that technology is out there, at some point, doesn't everybody kind of start getting access to it, and then it no longer becomes too much of an advantage, right?
Well, in this case, they're going to protect the crown jewels the most they can. They're not going to let it go for sure. I want to give you another example here. I've got the
Okay.
report from APRO Bulletin. This is February 3rd, 1983. So this woman is driving down the road. She's returning from a dinner engagement. It's about 9 p.m. She hears this booming noise. So she pulls off to the side of the road. She looks under the vehicle. Transmission was still there. Everything seemed to be okay. She goes another quarter mile ahead. There's a kind of an open area with a lighted section. And she sees, to her shock and surprise, this 276-foot long craft that's about 80 feet tall. It looks like a ball with a tapering wedding cake as it goes toward the back end. On the upper section here, there was a transparent section that had wraparound glass to the forward one-third of the craft. Inside this transparent section, she said that she could see what looked like humanoid beings that were 5'10" tall. They were wearing a one-piece tight-fitting flight suit. Below that, there was another transparent section. Then she said she could see these protrusions sticking out of these 6x6 boxes. I don't think they were guns, but it could be similar protrusion that we saw in this case in 1966. Below that, she said she could see a door that was closing from right to left. There was an asphalt road at the bottom. And then on the left-hand wall, she said she could see what looked like tubes, pipes, and cylinders on the side of the craft. That's something that pops up about 12 different times in all these different cases. We keep hearing about these Midas muffler tubes and silencers and pipes coming out of these craft. Below that, there were two gondolas on the bottom of the craft. And then she said that she could see those same humanoid beings that she saw on the upper section. And then connecting the bottom gondolas to the bottom surface of the craft, there were literally hundreds of these 24-inch by 24-inch highly polished mirror reflective, you could call them polished metal or mirrors, that were in the shape of a cross. And so this is back in 1983, and I've got another rendering over here. Gives you another idea. That's what this craft looked like here. A massive craft. Now, she said that this whole thing was held together by rivets, something you would see at the Golden Gate Bridge. So there's one point that doesn't sound alien. She also said that when she was below this thing looking through these porthole windows, she could look through the entire craft to the other side. And on the inside, she said it looked like quote unquote cross beam and girder construction, like a truss bridge or something you would see at a shipping yard with these bulkheads and beam, these, strong, very, you could say, metallic, very heavy beams that were crisscrossing. So again, a very good candidate for another man-made craft. Na 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 na.